never too early to rekindle a rivalry. Hi, and welcome to the Fantasy Baseball Series presented by Levitra on CBSSports.com. I'm Amber Wilson with your Monday Fantasy Baseball. 2 weeks into the 2008 season, and the Red Sox and the Yankees met for the first time in '08. The perennial AL East behemoths squared off in a 3-game set in Fenway Park this past weekend, with Boston taking 2 of the 3. The Red Sox's success against New York is no longer a shock. After years of Yankees dominance, the Red Sox were able to replace New York atop the American League East standings in 2007, and they've won 2 of the last 4 World Series. One of the biggest reasons for their recent success has been the steady production from David Ortiz. But so far in 2008, that's not at all been the case. Big Papi wasn't even in the lineup in Sunday's rubber match, getting the day off amidst the worst start in his career. Ortiz is just 3 for 43 with 3 RBI in the first 12 games of his season after coming off of arthroscopic knee surgery this offseason. Derek Jeter was another familiar face not in action at Fenway yesterday, or the rest of the weekend for that matter. Jeter's still recovering from a quadriceps injury, and it was plainly too cold in Boston to risk anything happening to the Yankees captain. Mixed reports were coming out of the Yankees clubhouse as to exactly when Jeter would return. Before Sunday's game, Joe Girardi said it was unlikely that Jeter would be in the lineup Monday in Tampa, but soon after the loss, Girardi shifted gears, saying that a return was possible. Yesterday was not just a day of absences, but a couple of huge returns to the mound as well, and none more anticipated than the Twins' Francisco Liriano. Liriano missed 2007 after Tommy John surgery, but got the call yesterday in Minnesota's game with the Royals in Kansas City. Liriano struck 2 Royals out in the first, but couldn't keep up the heat in the 39-degree cold. He was on a pitch count, only going 4 2/3, giving up 4 runs on 6 hits. The result wasn't the best for Liriano fans, but it's just great seeing him back on the mound after a 19-month absence. And tonight, another lefty in Randy Johnson makes his 2008 return for the Diamondbacks. The big unit will be back in action tonight in San Francisco after a positive rehab start last Tuesday, in which his fastball was clocked at 92 miles per hour. Not bad for the 44-year-old Johnson. And we'll be back right after the break. David Gonis and Jamie Eisenberg will sneak in here to answer some of your emails, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. I'm Jamie Eisenberg, joined by David Gonis, and as you can see, I'm pinch hitting for Eric Mack again. Now, Gonis, I understand that Eric Mack is off burying somebody's jersey underneath the new Shea Stadium because, trying to break this curse. Or maybe he's just burying your suntan lotion because you have a nice little suntan over here.
Yeah, don't adjust your monitor. This is the normal color of my face this weekend. Got a little sunburn.
Yeah, what we're referring to is that the Yankees found out that there was a Big Papi jersey buried underneath the new Yankee Stadium. So we figured that EMAC is probably out there trying to break the Mets curse and help them win a World Series.
He needs to bury something.
Yes. Well, anyway, let's get to our emails. We'll go to our first one. Let's get it from The Voice, Aaron Weisberg.
Question number 1 from Jonathan. I've got room for 1 flyer on my bench. Do I go with Nick Blackburn, Irvin Santana, Micah Owings, or Joe Saunders?
Well, Blackburn, Saunders, Owings, and Santana obviously all off to decent starts. Santana, you're a little scared because of his road problems in the past. He seems to be okay right now. Blackburn's a hot item with the Twins, got off to a great start. But I really like Micah Owings right now with the Diamondbacks. And interestingly, in this past weekend, we had the Tout Wars waiver draft or waiver auction, and the FAAB bids came through on Saturday, and Micah Owings went for $12, or actually $13, which means 2 owners wanted him for at least $12. Blackburn went for $2. So if we take the grand scheme of things, a lot of writers like Owings over Blackburn.
Well, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with Joe Saunders because if you've seen the way that he's off to such a fast start, it's just really amazing right now. He's 2-0, had a great game against Seattle on Sunday, 5.1 innings pitched. He's got 10 Ks on the season, 1.27 ERA, just really getting it done right now. And I think if you have the opportunity to pick up a guy like Saunders, definitely go out and grab him.
Question number 2. Who should I have in my starting lineup for Week 3, Miguel Tejada or Yuniesky Betancourt?
Well, Ganos, I think this is a pretty easy one here. I'm going to go with Tejada. He's one of the top 6 shortstops taken. He's off to a great start. He's batting, .319, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs right now, just really getting it done for the Astros. I think he's going to have a really successful season. And I think this week's a really good, opportunity for him because the Astros, starting to get things going. They took 2 of 3 from the Marlins. So I think, it's a good opportunity for Tejada to really start to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I agree with you. Tejada's the pick here, and I'd like to thank the dozens of readers that sent me emails over the weekend because I inadvertently put the Astros in both the top 5 hitting matchups and the top 5, or in the worst 5 hitting matchups for this coming hitting planner. Tejada has a nice schedule this week. He should have been the Astros should have been just in the top 5. They're at Philly for 3 games, and then against Colorado at home for 3 games. So Tejada's the way to go.
Yeah, and when you're looking at a guy like Betancourt, I think you could probably find some guys that are the similar category of him. Maybe a guy like Christian Guzman could be available for you. So if you're looking at somebody who's trying to get some production, Betancourt may be able to help you, but there could be some other guys out there.
He's a great glove, but he's just hitting above where he should be right now.
Question 3 from Joe Lorenzo. Are Rich Hill and Matt Garza still worth holding on to?
Well, certainly if you have DL spots to hold on to, I wouldn't mind holding on to Garza. If he's bumping somebody off if you have somebody that you can pick up in place of him, I would. But Rich Hill, I like. He's coming back out of the bullpen to pitch this week. I still like him. He's this is still early in the season. The Cubs are an excellent team. I think he still has a good chance of being a very productive fantasy pitcher.
Yeah, and you mentioned Hill. He's going to be very productive, but there are some guys that we already talked about that you might be able to look at and still be able to add to your fantasy team. Guys like Michael Owings, guys like Joe Saunders. Maybe a Levon Hernandez is still out there. So there are some players.
Irvin Santana.
There are some pitchers that might be out there that could help you if you're not thrilled about a guy like Hill or a guy like Garza. And look for some guys. Maybe they're coming off the DL at this point, or some guys that could be available on your free agent waiver wire.
Question 4. Jay Thomas has Mark Reynolds, Evan Longoria, and Kevin Kuzminoff. Clearly he thinks that's too many, and he's looking to dump one. But which one should he dump?
I'm going to surprise you, I guess, here by saying I would drop Longoria. I know he's got a world of talent, but I think, just you're looking at the other 2 guys. Reynolds is off to a great start, and at least you know what you're going to get from a guy like Kuzminoff. He may have struggled to start last year, but he came on strong. He had, as we know, as Eric Mack likes to say, he's 27 years old, or he's going to be 27 this year, which is a big year for breakout players. And I think Kuzminoff already off to a good start now. I think that's only going to get better. When you look at Longoria, again, struggled a little bit when he was sent down to the minors. He's finally back up, but I still think you look for the guys who are proven at this point.
Yeah, that's interesting with Longoria being the third baseman, the rookie third baseman this year, and Kuzminoff, the rookie third baseman last year. Obviously, Kuzminoff, you mentioned the struggles, and then he came up and got it together. I think we could see that with Longoria. Over the long haul for the season, though, I still like Longoria. And Mark Reynolds, who we mentioned, is right now above both of them. He's leading the majors in RBIs with 15. But Longoria over Kuzminoff right now. Kuzminoff has 1 homer and 5 RBIs. And it's tough in Petco. Last year the Padres were the lowest scoring team at home. It's a tough park to hit in, and I don't know that he's going to be able to outproduce Longoria over the long term this season.
Well, Petco Park, we don't know exactly what's buried under there, but I'm sure Eric Mack will be happy to go find it for us. So make sure you send us your emails to dmfantasybaseball@cbs.com. Again, that's dmfantasybaseball@cbs.com, and we'll be sure to answer everything we possibly can. We can't get to everyone, but we'll try to get to a few. For more, check out cbssports.com. Thanks for coming out.